Alright, yo, what's going on, Splitmind people? It's your boy Q. I'm back at it again with another video for you guys. And in this one, I got something that's a little bit out of my comfort zone. We're not doing hyperpop today, sadly. Aww. I got something cool. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how WHEEZY makes his orchestral samples. Something you'd hear off like Hot, or really anything that WHEEZY's made that sounds orchestral. So the main goal of this video is to just make this sample sound super real. Because once we get into it and finish the sample, you're going to realize that the drums are usually pretty simple. You'll notice on a lot of WHEEZY beats, it's like 1/6 hi-hat rolls, a super simple 808, and a nice simple Luger clap. But I don't want to sit here and talk you guys' ears off. Let's get in the video. Alright, so we got FL open, and as you can see, I already pretty much have everything I want to do down. And today we're going to be using all the same bank. We're going to be using this bank and contact that I found. Super crazy fire. If you got the money, go invest in this, because I'm telling you, it's got some of the most real sounds and you could do so much with it. But it's called Analog Brass and Winds. Basically, it has just a lot of like orchestral type sounds, like your horns, your trumpets, all stuff like that. Just a lot of brass and a lot of woodwind. So with this first initial patch, what I did is just lay down a super basic chord progression. As you can see, literally all it is this triad right here in C minor, by the way. This chord right here, this chord, and this chord. All I did was lift this middle note up an octave, and I brought the bass note down an octave. And with just this is what you got already. And this preset is just actually the initial opening preset when you open this contact band. The next thing I actually did was stack that same exact chord progression on this preset right here called Winded. Not even going to try that. I'll probably butcher it, but Winded something. And this is what that sounds like stacked on top of the initial preset. As you can see, that's kind of just adding some bounce to it, and already you're getting that WHEEZY vibe. The next thing I added was just this short brass preset, and it's in the same exact bank. Pattern looks like this. As you can tell, I messed with the velocity a little bit, and you'll be able to hear it in the background, but it's super simple and just something to really accent the real melody. Cool, and the last thing I added was just this like flute right here. It is just the Winds short preset in the orchestral library in the same exact contact bank. And I just made a super simple pattern right here. It's something that's pretty catchy, and you'll just notice it in the background. And I've noticed Adiba saying this a lot, so shout out Adiba. But when you make melodies, especially like top melodies, what you want to do is kind of have a wave where it comes back and finishes itself at the end. As you can see, it starts at C and ends at C. And when it creates that wave, it's really hard for it to not be something that you want to listen to. I'll let you guys listen to everything. I brought all the sounds into the playlist, and what I did is brought them down 5 semitones, so it went from C minor to G minor. I did this just because I kind of wanted like that darker sound. I felt like it was a little too high. But what I'm going to do next is just start working on the drums. So I'm going to bring a new pattern into the playlist, call it drums. The first thing I'm going to do is just find a clap. I want something like super crispy. Good, I'm just going to use this default clap pattern. You kind of want something with a little more body. Then most of you should have this hi-hat. I'm literally just going to be using hit 1 for popular hi-hat. I'm going to just do a 2-step. Now what I'm going to do is just go to the piano roll for the hi-hat, and we're going to make a cool start by using the 6th beat steps, and we're just going to come up with some cool patterns. I'm pretty much just going to stick with that pattern, then I'm going to add an open hat. I like this, but I'm going to drag that out knob up a little bit. And I'm just literally going to have that hit on the first beat. Let's find a nice snare. next up, we pretty much just do the 808. And for the 808, I'm pretty much just going for that basic WHEEZY 808, kind of like your Zay 808, but I'm going to be using one from my drum kit. Personally, I think it just hits a little harder. That. All I'm going to do is click cut itself, turn it all the way up, have it hit on the first hit, go to the piano roll. And like I said, we changed it from C minor to G minor, so I know the first chord is G. Alright, so the drums are done, but it's not a WHEEZY beat until you do this. Go to my drum kit, open up the secret WHEEZY sauce, grab this, put it on the first hit, might as well track it out to 15, normalize it, and here's a WHEEZY beat. Alright, so the last part, since this is a super simple beat, the key to making this sound a lot better is just taking different parts of the entire beat in and out. I'm going to bring every sound in, and I'm just lengthening it so they're all the same length. All I'm going to do is just duplicate this over a bunch of times. Alright, so I'm thinking for the intro, obviously we don't want the drums, and we'll probably have to take a few things out. So I'm thinking maybe just start it like this, and probably have that WHEEZY dance girl vox right in the beginning. Then maybe bring in the second trumpet. Have that dance girl come out. Have the drums like stop right here at the end. And then everything will come in. So this part would kind of be like the hook. And then when we go to the verse, which would be like right here, what I would do is have everything stop right here at the end for a second. And then when we go into the hook, I'm going to bring out that like staccato part and probably the flute and the extra trumpet. So it's going to be super bare. Actually, no, we'll keep all that in, because what we're going to do here is go to this mixer track where I have everything routed, and I'm going to put an EQ on it. I'm going to EQ out a lot of the high end. Let's see how it sounds. So yeah, I think that sounds good. And what you would do with that is just create an automation clip. So you create an automation clip by right-clicking on the mixer of the EQ. Create automation clip, bring it into the playlist. And then we just want it turning on right here. And right after that, we turn it off. And then you can pretty much just duplicate this entire part over twice, and you have the full beat. So then the last part you could actually do is just add a Fruity Love filter, and you leave it at the default preset. So you got to be careful, because this resonance right here, basically what it's doing is boosting the EQ up a little bit. And basically what you could do is, I hear this in a lot of WHEEZY songs, especially if you listen to Hot, you notice this is in there. But if you mess with this cutoff, for example, it sounds like this, watch. But yeah, that's something you could also just automate, and all you got to do is just right click on the cut and click create automation. Alright guys, but that is it for the video. So I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see for the next video. If you like any of the sounds used in this video, you already know where to go. Links in the description, drumify.com/producer/Q. And of course, follow me on Instagram at OKQ. That's the best way you can get in contact with me if you need to say anything or you want to tell me something. I'm gonna play the beat for you guys after this, but that is it for the video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.